one of the things they just have to do is police their own party better. That's what's gotten them off the rails now. And so Mandani and the AOCs and the No Kings dictators of this rally are holding the Democratic Party hostage. I think a great example is what you're witnessing right now with the government shutdown. Chuck Schumer could not work on the government until after getting it reopened, until after the No Kings rally. And they had to show up and they had to go in with the crazies and they had to act like this was something that they were involved in, or they lost their street cred. So you got to sometimes just like say, no, we're in charge. We're not going to let the kids run the asylum, and we're going to be realistic. I also think part of it's just like they have bad policies. Like right now, they're out there fighting criminals being caught in cities that are extremely dangerous. My hometown of Memphis, Tennessee right now is a great example of that. You're out there screaming you don't want the government to arrest people. We've had 580 felons that have been arrested in Memphis, for example, in the last basically month since they went in there and started getting them off the streets. You can now go back down to Bill Street at night because the National Guard's there. Like Memphians who are a liberal in a liberal city are in favor of this now because they're realizing like, wow, not everyone's getting shot every day. And so when you're out there saying that this is terrible and you're fighting against law and order, you're going to keep losing. So I don't know if you can help the Democratic Party at this point because I don't think they can help themselves. I think they're in this civil war. I think they're filled with Marxists, socialists, and communists that they did not police well. And now they've taken over. And that's why no one really knows what they believe in. Mandani, I guess, is their biggest new face. He's the face of the Democratic Party, whether you like it or not right now. Good luck with it.
Yeah, there's also a problem, I think, with young people, like young men in particular. I was talking to a friend of mine who works in education, and she was like, you cannot believe the amount of like MAGA, Charlie Kirk, like all the stuff I'm seeing. And I was like, because it has become like uncool for young men. It's like you don't want to be part of this, like, respectfully, but there's like group of people who are like beta and telling men that they're like, there's something wrong with you if you're just simply a white male existing. And I saw a clip of Jon Stewart recently where he was yelling that like Republicans don't own patriotism and you don't own the military and you don't own, like a love of country. But my response to Jon Stewart is then why do people think that? Because perspective is the only thing that matters in politics. Why do people think that you hate America? Why do people think that you're unpatriotic? And again, most liberals I know do not have the kind of like American pride that conservatives do. That's anecdotal. Maybe there are some that do, but like I have yet to like see a liberal who probably be comfortable having a flag behind them when they're giving an interview. And I think that's a problem because I do not think that the vast majority of the American people hate this country. I think people are smart and know that like it's a blessing to live here.